What's up, YouTube Nation? DJ Frankie G doing a quick video response to DJ Gilboogie's Virtual DJ post that he just did on YouTube today. I think his video was in reference to a post by DJ Gesc that he posted on Facebook. Gabe actually made a really good post today regarding the push button DJs, or as I call them, monkeys, basically DJ monkeys, which are an overpriced iPod or a DJ that has no skill, that uses software to be a DJ but has no skills whatsoever. I think those guys nowadays give a lot of DJs bad rep, because when it comes down to booking parties, they're the guys that basically are the bottom feeders, the ones that, they charge you $200, $150 a party, and while the professionals, are sitting there trying to present the client, their services and their talent, they're getting dropped because they got these bottom feeders that are basically killing it for the rest of us. My point of view on this is I've seen a lot of these guys out in the field, and I've seen a lot of people that even the young guns coming up, and they're using software like Virtual DJ, Mixmeister, Tractor, Serato, and they're not learning the key objections of understanding the music, the elements, and being able to actually phase or even to match. They're just letting the software do the work for them, whether it's visually or whether it's through a sync feature. I'm from the school of you need to go back to basics. Start off with 2 turntables and learn right there. But nowadays, even stuff like turntables are getting phased away. I read a post that Techniques, Panasonic's actually officially discontinuing making 1200s, which is a sad shame. But nowadays, we have things like MIDI controllers and whatnot that that are going to basically be the next key item and represent what the industry is going to bring us. But as far as the virtual DJs, I'm a purist. I like performing. I like being able to take 2 genres of music and combine them together and blending them. Being able to go out and play for a group of people and actually feel what I'm feeling in the booth going out there. It's basically it's the purest thing. When you can see a group of people dancing and they're enjoying, they're having a good time, they're enjoying your music and whatnot. You did a good job at the end of the night. It's a rush to a lot of the DJs that actually play in clubs and lounges. They know exactly what I'm talking about. You can take an element from a song and take another one and sample it and loop it, and kind of cut it up and actually make a remix. Versus the guys that basically just take the 2 radio edits and just mash them together and not even beat match it or whatnot. Which it's disappointing nowadays. You see those guys that working clubs and have no skill whatsoever. Have no skill as how to work the crowd, how to read the crowd. Sometimes you can do a night where you don't even have to play the latest and greatest. You can actually you can do some old school classics and whatnot, and people will really dig it. It's just the way you present it. You can take different elements. But going back to the whole virtual DJ thing, I honestly, it's a shame that we have all as far as quickly as we advanced in DJing, as far as technology, we have these key items, which honestly I think it's a disappointment. But at the same time, it's gonna make the old school veterans stand out, because these guys we bring a lot to the table as far as being able to teach the youngins how to take things and stretch it out. Because sometimes you can take a youngin, you give them a screen and whatnot, you take it away from them, you see how quickly it collapses, and then you have the guy just steps in the booth and just wows people without even having to have the laptop. Can have the laptop like 16 feet away, just to load his tracks and whatnot. I know when I started using Serato, it's really distracting to have the graphs coming up on the screen, and I've noticed, and there's some occasions where I have to glance away because it's like your eyes get focused on it, and you don't want to focus on it because then you're visually trying to mix, and sometimes what you're hearing here might look different what's on screen, and sometimes it's distracting. One of the things I did find that actually keeps me from not focusing too much on the screen is using on the Mac, using the sticky to cover up the graph. So I'm not, so like that, it basically distracts you, so you don't even have to look at that. It's basically just a yellow post-it that's covering up the screen. So like that, you let your ears do the matching, and it'd be great, for a lot of the other veterans that have youngins that are coming up, to show them that sometimes what you see on screen is not exactly what's going out, projecting out, and maybe it might be good to get back to the basics, the fundamentals of knowing knowing the music, which is actually, that's one thing I noticed, that a lot of the youngins don't know a lot of the old school stuff. The some they'll say, oh yeah, I know the music. No, you don't. Honestly, there's different genres of music, and being able to, especially in the mobile DJ world, you need to know every possible genre out there as far as what you're working. You need to know your 50s and 60s, your 70s, 80s, early 80s, your 90s, and keep in mind in those years there's different elements in here. You have you have your R&B, you have your soul, you have your hip hop, you have your rap, you have your dance, you have your new wave. There's different genres of music. That is great to learn. To be able to learn to mesh. As far as being able to, when you're in the booth, you can just punch up real quick that artist, like, oh yeah, this artist, Depeche Mode or something like that. It's a shame. But getting back to the topic, I do think that the people that do use software like that to assist them mixing is you're a hack. No offense, you're a hack. If you can't mix, then don't call yourself a DJ. Anyone can take the two letters D and J and drop into the front of a name and automatically assume they are, but you're not. I don't care if you go out and buy DJ Hero. It doesn't make you a DJ. It's just, honestly, it's basically a Fisher Price toy. A video game console. But anyways, quick shout out to Gilboogie, Gesc, my man Bobby Blends out in the Bay Area, and all the YouTube subscribers. Practice and enjoy.